What you need in the building? How's everybody doing? Uh, as you know, I'm what you need. If you're the first time coming to this channel, you can like, share, subscribe if you like what the content is, and you can also donate via PayPal. The link is both in the chat and it's going to be in the description. Okay, you go into the chat, you'll see it. If you were to jump on here as a guest as well, the link's in the chat. All right. So what we're talking about today is Ryan Garcia talking about accepting a rematch with Devin Haney. Uh, I found it very interesting that he accepted this rematch, and he was saying, and they were saying he would accept the rematch at 140, and he's talking about Pitbull Cruz facing him. He really wants that fight with Pitbull Cruz. He's talking about a whole bunch of 140 pounders, but from what we heard and what he said, he couldn't make weight. He couldn't make 140 pounds. Uh, that's why he missed the weigh-in, right? So I find that a little bit strange that he would say that, given that he came in 143.2 pounds in the fight against Devin Haney. So I don't know if he's serious, because he said he would fight Anthony Joshua as well. So I don't know how serious he is, if he's trolling or if he's serious about that. But that's some weight that you have to deal with. Shout out to all the people who support this channel, by the way. Thank you for your support. Those of you who have supported financially. If you want to jump on here again tonight, feel free to do so. Let's just get into it real quick, though. I don't want to belabor this for too long because it's pretty late in the night or early in the morning for some of you. So let me get to it. Okay, so first of all, to begin this, it's important to really bring this into proper context. Okay, so Devin Haney actually came out and he said this. I'm gonna pull up his Instagram here. He said this. First of all, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, Allah is the perfect planner, and I trust His plan no matter what. I came up short, but this boxing, and if anyone knows me, they know I'm a true competitor, and always wanted to test my skills against the best fighters in the world. Ryan, despite the circumstances, was victorious that night, and that's fine. I do feel like weight played a role, but only Allah knows. I would love to run it back and give the fans a fair fight within an agreed weight. So, Devin Haney came out a day ago and he made this statement concerning the fight and also concerning Ryan Garcia. So, as a result of that, now he said he'd like to run it back and give fans a fair fight within an agreed weight. So he's not exempting fighting the fight at 147. Catch weight at 147, full-fledged 147. Devin Haney doesn't like doing catch weight, so they probably do it as full-fledged 147, which would be very interesting. So Devin Haney came out and said that. Okay. Now, having said that, Ryan Garcia responded to that. And you can look at it, Fight Hut TV. Ryan Garcia came out and he said this. Ryan Garcia said he doesn't have a problem rematching Devin Haney. He asked the people around him, and you can check out Fight Hub TV. Shout out to Fight Hub TV on this. Ryan Garcia came out and he said that he doesn't have a problem rematching Devin Haney. Um, you know, and some of the guys around him were saying, David Haney's probably done. He probably destroyed him. But uh, one of his friends who talks to him says, "Nah, Devin Haney gonna come back stronger. He's gonna rebound really strong." And Ryan said, "Why you say that?" He said, "Because you couldn't knock him out. Every time you knocked him down, he kept on getting back up." So we'll see. Ryan's open to that. Of course, he's more interested in Pitbull Cruz, and he started saying some crazy stuff like he's gonna fight Anthony Joshua at heavyweight. So he's probably still on a high. But I found this interesting that not only did he say he would rematch Devin Haney, but he's calling out, he's speaking about fighting 140 pounders. And he's when the guy asked if you rematch Devin Haney at 140, he said, "Yeah, why not?" But I don't think he was fully processing it. Devin Haney's open to fighting it above 140. Ryan, because Devin Haney doesn't really like catch weights, okay? Ryan, however, is talking about 140. I don't think he's serious about that. That point, I don't think, because making 140, he said, is difficult for him. So I believe this fight, if it's going to be a rematch, would be at 147. And mind you, remember this. This is the other point I wanted to show you guys, and I think it's very important to see. Ryan's a big guy. He's a huge guy, actually. Huge. So if you look at Ryan here compared to Devin, I mean, this is an infographic display, so it may not be perfectly to scale. You can see that Devin's hands are smaller than Ryan's hands, okay? Look how big Ryan's biceps are. Ryan's like double the size of Devin, okay? But just in case you want to see what they look like in the fight, we bring that to the fore. We bring that to the fore here. This is what they looked like on fight night. Actually, I don't have it. I thought I had them fighting. I don't have it. But suffice it to say, as we already do know, hold on. I may have it. I may have it. Yes, I do have it. Okay. I do have it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see it from this graphic, but if you go on and you watch the fight itself, you'll see Ryan's significantly bigger than Devin. Significantly bigger than Devin. Look at Ryan's arms. Look at Devin's arms. Devin's arms is how should I say, narrower or flatter. Ryan's arms are filled out. He's healthier. Hold on one second. He's a healthier guy than Devin. The thing with Devin's body is narrower than Ryan's body. Ryan looks more filled out. Ryan looks more filled out. Yeah. So when you look at what Ryan Garcia has done, is he was physically bigger than Devin Haney. At least that's what it looked like. They say on the scales he weighed in 160. Devin Haney weighed in 165. But you look at Devin Haney, if he's 165, he's a slim 165, which means he probably could move up another weight class. Ryan being much taller and bigger than him just looked bigger. Look at Brian's back. Devin Haney's back is flat. What I mean by that is, you look at him from the side, his back looked flat. Ryan's back's filled out. You know what I mean? Um, Mini Millie Zicanobot says, "What's next for both Ryan and Devin?" I think Devin has a mandatory Sandor Martin he has to face, the Southpaw. So Devin will be facing Sandor Martin next for sure. And Ryan, I believe Ryan is going to be facing whoever he chooses. But he has to understand that he's a welterweight now. He's a huge guy. So it would have killed him to make 140, I believe. And as a result of that, I think he'd have lost to Devin if he came in 140, to be honest with you. Because it's the only thing that kept him in the game was his power, delivering his power. He was throwing. Again, I didn't see really Ryan counter Devin. I think in the beginning, the first round, he countered him with a check hook when Devin was throwing the jab. But other than that, I didn't really see him counter Devin. What he did was he would just launch an attack at Devin and just throw a whole bunch of hooks, mix it in with like a jab or straight right or uppercut. But he's mostly going for his hooks, and he would catch Devin with the hooks. Floyd was talking about how Devin didn't keep his guard up, and protect, glued to his side and protect his the side where you get hooked because of how he was throwing his jab like a bow and arrow, which he said was amateurish. But me personally, I think that Devin was doing a good job with his jab all along. He was doing a good job with his jab. But as Lena Ellaby said, you just have to do your game plan. Don't leave your game plan. Devin was doing well from rounds 2 to 6 because he stayed with a game plan. And then he suddenly abandoned his game plan in round 7 and then onwards. It wasn't consistent with the jab. He picked it back up in the 12th and he brought back the jab. But if he had stayed with the jab, we wouldn't be talking about this. We would be, Devin would have gone to victory. They were saying that he wasn't keeping, of course, his left hand glued to the side for, right hand, glued to the side for the left hook, which is true. He was instead of blocking the left hook, he was mostly, even though he was blocking the left hook a bit, he was mostly rolling under the shot because the left hook, even when he blocked the left hook, it was moving him. Ryan was rocking him with the left hook. So blocking the left hook, catching it, parrying it, blocking it wasn't the best way. So he went under it. He'd roll under it or he would dip under it and get underneath Ryan Garcia's arm. And then Ryan Garcia would clamp down his weight on Devin and use his weight to his advantage. So I do get what Floyd is saying, but I think Devin does usually keep his guard pretty good. Even when he's throwing a jab, I think he throws his jab with his guard pretty well. I think he had to reach more for Ryan because Ryan was more elusive and staying on the back foot. But he was doing good body work. He was doing good jabs to the body. When Ryan started to do that weird shell defense, he would work the spleen. When he could catch him with an uppercut, he catch him with an uppercut. But it was all set off the jab. Leaping left hook. It was all set off a jab. If you just abandon the jab, then that's what hurt him. And he wasn't jabbing as he was moving back. And he moved straight back when Ryan started to lunge at him. And Ryan's chin was up in the air when he was throwing these hooks. That was perfect for a counter. You just had to sidestep him and counter him. You know what I'm saying? And he would be in all kinds of problems. And for some reason, Devin chose to move straight back, which I had never seen Devin do in all his fights. He doesn't go straight back. He usually goes at an angle and he's, pivoting as he's going back. So There was a lot of things that didn't look like Devin, but I think it's because they were so hell bent on walking down Ryan Garcia and beating him up. And I think that opened up Devin to a lot of shots that he would probably normally not get. Mini Mill Zicano Butt says, why do people keep saying that Ryan is Oscar 2.0? The left hook, Ryan doesn't have a good jab though. Oscar had a great jab. The left hook, I think, and Ryan's handsome, and you know, Ryan brings exciting fights. All those things are similar to Oscar. Oscar's always in an exciting fight. Tank is the face of boxing. I don't think so, buddy. Right now it's Ryan. Well, we have to see the pay-per-view numbers. Bumnello is next. To get upset? I don't know, man. Devin Haney got his ass whooped. Yep, he did. Even though it was a close fight, he took some damage. That is true. This is the year of the upsets. Last year was upset. The year before that was some upsets. There were big upsets all over the place. It's part of boxing. But I always had the caveat. So I even told people I thought this fight was going to be a difficult fight for Devin, but I thought he would pull it through. But I didn't expect such a how do I explain this? The game plan wasn't bad, but I didn't expect Devin to leave the game plan. He totally abandoned the game plan in round 7. He's walking down Ryan, but he's trying to beat him up. I think because it probably pounded into him that he needs to beat up Ryan and make this statement. And because he hurt Ryan in round 3, he thought he could just, I don't know what was going through his head, because he just started to dog walk Ryan and he got caught. And the last left hook, he got caught up close in no man's land. He was in mid-range. Devin can fight on the inside. Devin can fight on the outside. But the last thing you want to do is be in no man's land in mid-range. Like, that's not making sense. And Ryan does his best work at mid-range. So it's like, why are you giving him the opportunity to hit you? And so he got caught. I think Nestor Gibbs, he was frustrated with the fact that Devin at a certain point, we were wondering if Devin even knew where he was, because he got caught with a left hook. The last knockdown, he got caught with a left hook. First, he got caught with the right hand, then he got caught with the left hook, right? And I feel like he was in no man's land. He had dipped, he had went under the hooks a couple times, came back up, and then he just stood in front of Ryan. He just stood there like he wanted to get hit with a left hook. You know what I mean? He didn't do any evasive maneuvers, nothing. He just stood there in front of him with his hand down. And I just didn't get it. You kept your hand. You were blocking the shots. You was rolling under the shots. And then you drop your hand. And so Devin said he was sleeping. He caught himself sleeping there. I think he just underestimated Ryan Garcia. He thought he could go in there and just beat him up, and his skills and ability would do the job. And then when he got rocked, his inclination was to get back Ryan, and it cost him. He got knocked down again. And when you're trying to force the knockout, that's when you can get knocked out. And he tried to force the knockout, and then Ryan would just launch this flurry of punches like Pacquiao used to do, and he wouldn't let up. He just throw a whole bunch of punches, just keep on throwing. And Devin, he may be able to slip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, because he's not throwing nothing back to make Ryan respect it or disrupt Ryan's rhythm. He got caught. Mini Mill Sicanobot says, what's up with Ryan's California Philly shell? Dude be exposing the whole side of his body, the lower part of his body. Man, Devin started working them slingshots. Ryan didn't like it. He was complaining to the ref, all that. But the truth be told, it's open. It's open for business. And once he tries to slide it down this way, you come up the center, you come up the solar plexus area. But Devin was rushing his shots, he was smothering his shots. You know, we need more upsets to keep things interesting. I agree. I agree. Actually, I enjoyed this fight. I think Devin's gonna be okay. Ryan really needed to win this fight, to get the respect back. And I think he's gotten back some respect. People think of him as a serious boxer. Um, so in a way, I'm kind of happy that Ryan won. Um, but I still rock with Dev. I love Dev. I think Dev is going to be a great boxer. He's going to be in the Boxing Hall of Fame and all that when all said and done. And I don't think he's too much of a dog to he's definitely a dog because he kept on coming at Ryan, and Ryan knew that. That's why if trust me, if Dev wasn't a dog, Ryan would have run him over. He would have knocked him out. But Dev's a dog, and I like how he closed the distance. Even when he's hurt, he tries to fight, which is crazy. But he's a dog, no doubt about that. How much has Ryan improved with Derek James? Seems like Ryan respects Derek. That's a good thing. I don't think he improved much. I think I see the same things, chin up in the air. I see him same wild combinations he throws and throws and throws and throws, and you can catch him in between if you're composed. See, that's the other thing. Dev wasn't really keeping his composure. He lost his cool and he was very emotional. So he was trying to, hit Ryan and get back at Ryan and get back at Ryan. And that's why Dev wasn't actually listening to his dad. His dad was telling him to pop the jab. His dad was telling him the right things. But to be honest with you, Ryan wasn't listening to Derek James that much either. Derek James told Ryan not to use that stupid California thing, and he used it. Derek James was telling Ryan to jab and then build all your punches off the jab, and he wasn't doing that either. So both fighters weren't, at a certain point, they weren't listening to their trainers at all. So you guys can go back and check it out. It wasn't the most skillful fight. Let's just put it that way. It was more of a kind of I hit you, you hit me, kind of tough man kind of thing that's going on. To be honest, I thought Ryan was going to have a mental breakdown like Oliver McCall. He had me fooled. Let me be real with you, and I think a lot of people realize this. Ryan did not want this fight. He was very fearful. He drank before he had this fight. He was crying before he had this fight. That's to tell you how much he was afraid to face Devin. And even in the fight, you notice Ryan's fighting off the back foot, and it's not because he wants to. It's because Devin is coming for his ass, right? So, if Ryan had his way, he would have blasted Devin out of there. He wanted Devin out of there in 2 rounds, if you guys remember. But Devin calmed the fight down. He started taking control of the fight. But then when Ryan was throwing all those left hook flurries and stuff with a lot of left hooks, he got caught. But that's because he was napping. He thought this was a piece of cake. And somehow Ryan kind of lulled him into or his ego lulled him into a false sense of security because it seemed like it was an easy fight. And he got dropped. He got hurt. And after he was fighting hurt, I guess he was fighting sort of on instincts or whatever. And so his instinct was to just charge in on Ryan and just attack him. You know what I mean? But it wasn't very effective because he wasn't setting it up or anything. When he set up the leaping left hook or the spear jab, it worked because he was coming off of a jab. He hurt Ryan. He hurt him bad too. And that's pretty impressive. So Devin seems to want to force the issue to try to get a knockout. And you don't need all this force or anything. You just need sweet timing and sweet placement. And he's already a big guy. He's gonna get the work done. He's gonna get the job done. I don't know why he forces the issue. His father, I told you about the fight he had with I can't remember the guy's name right now, the Dominican Republican guy that lived in Puerto Rico. And 5'11" guy, just like Ryan Garcia, dropped him early. And then he tried to stop him, and he couldn't stop him, and he damaged his arm. Devin needs to stay calm. You need to stick with the game plan. It will happen, but the knockout don't just come like that. Ryan was staying more calm than Devin, in my opinion. He stayed more calm in the storm. He was watching his eyes. He really wasn't in any great danger after Devin had hurt him. Devin strong, as you can see, so he was able to ride through it too. I wasn't worried about Devin or Ryan getting knocked out in this fight because they know what to do, the defensive maneuvers to do when you get hurt in a fight. But having said that, it was really tremendous a fight because Ryan knocked down Devin 3 times. Devin was ahead on the scorecards, and then Ryan started chipping in the first knockdown. First of all, the first knockdown was a devastating one because Devin didn't see the punch at all. And he took a while to get back up, and he recouped really, really fast, which is crazy. Devin recoups really, really fast. So, and they're both young, so that's why I guess he was able to take that punishment and come back and still be walking down Ryan at the end of the 12th round, which is crazy. You know, if Ryan saw weakness in Dev, but Ryan was smart enough to understand because he's a boxer, right? He understood that Dev was still dangerous. And he had been hurt by Dev early on, and Dev will be looking for the knockout now. He's desperate to, you know. But Ryan really boxed a really smart fight. I give him that. Smart fight. He actually boxed the boxer. The boxer. Now Dev had to fight the boxer. That's why he was trying to, but he always try to come off your jab. You know, when you want to throw the leaping half foots and all those other things, it must be built off the jab. At least you get so they don't. Ryan has to be guessing what you're going to do next. You know, Ryan don't do it like that. Ryan don't box like that, right? Dev's the one that boxes like that. And Ryan, in my opinion, he just throws a whole bunch of punches and he hopes that one lands. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between Ryan and Dev. And that's why Ryan was fighting in spurts. People saying, well, if Ryan had more energy, he'd finish Dev. Well, you're trading off mass, which is size, for energy. And Ryan had to fight in spurts. He had to pace himself. If he was smaller, he'd have more sustained attacks, you know, but he probably would have compromised his power as a result of that. You see what I'm saying? But he really wanted to have a lot of power. He wanted to be the big, strong, hulking guy when he was facing Dev. And you could see he was the stronger guy as well of the two, you know. So in the clinches and stuff, you could tell, you know, when he started to clinch, Dev couldn't get out of the clinch and stuff like that. So you could tell he was the bigger, stronger guy in there. And again, because of the unfair weight advantage, but it is what it is. All right, man. I need to get out of here. It's great talking to you guys, Millie Mill, Zicano Butts. Don't forget you can like, share, subscribe. If you want to come on here and chop it up with me sometime, we could do that. Remember, I always leave the StreamYard link in the chat. You can donate via PayPal. That's basically what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm what you need. Peace.